Hey, welcome to PGF Racing. In 2 Peter 3:10, Peter talks about the earth being burned up. Let's look a little bit more into that today and show that I believe that it's actually talking about the covenant being burned up, the old covenant passing away, and not the literal destruction of the earth. But let's just read here what I've got written, and let's make it a little bigger for those that maybe have smaller screens. So Peter says Paul taught about the same general subject. But did Paul talk about a burning the same way? I don't believe he did. Peter describes a coming day of the Lord involving fire, judgment, and passing of the heavens and earth. Many Christians read this as the literal destruction of the physical universe. However, fire was a major feature of the Old Covenant. Sinai burned with fire, sacrifices were consumed by fire, and covenant violations were judged by fire. Yet the earth itself was never destroyed. Prophets often use cosmic and fiery language to describe covenant upheaval, not planetary annihilation. Deuteronomy 32, Isaiah 24, Isaiah 65 all use heaven and earth symbolically for Israel's covenant order. Paul emphasizes this covenant transition in 2 Corinthians 3:11. The old covenant was fading. Hebrews 8:13 says it was ready to vanish. Hebrews 12:26-28 describes God shaking heaven and earth so the shakeable order is removed and an unshakable kingdom remains, the new covenant. Paul does mention creation in Romans 8:19-23, but he speaks of liberation and renewal, not the burning of a planet. So Paul didn't talk about the same way that Peter did, but he did talk about the same way as in a covenantal language, and that's what Peter meant. He said it was hard to understand for those back then, but now that we have a clear picture 2,000 years later, it should be really easy to understand that he wasn't talking about a literal fire. This makes the preterist reading of 2 Peter 3 plausible and the more likely correct interpretation of Peter's fiery imagery being in alignment with covenantal judgment language rather than literal destruction of the earth. So I hope that helps. I hope it gives you something to at least think about. As always, love you lots. PGF Racing out. Have a great day.